I'm rambling. Oh, g'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and today we're going to be checking out this right here. Now, Stuart, why are you so excited and why do you sound like that? Well, number two, I've got a cold. But number one, I am super pumped because we're going to be checking out the Pro P175. Now, this is a very, very quick sort of overview of it. This is going to be a three-part review, but the reason I'm making this video for you guys is because I couldn't wait. Basically, I'm so excited about this thing because I thought this was just a bind and fly, but I opened it up and it comes with everything. You got the radio, the battery, the charger, and a pretty sick quad as well. So I am totally blown away. This is probably going to be the quad that I'm going to be recommending if it's as good as what it says on the box. So this thing is going to be fantastic. Anyway, let's stick it on the bench and we'll give it a quick overview. All right, let's get started. Right, yeah, so let's have a look at everything we're going to get. I'm going to stick it out here because this is pretty much how I felt when I was unpacking the box. I, to start with, was just expecting this. So this is a fantastic little quad, and we'll talk about this more in detail, but let's just have a look at everything we get. So we're going to get the quad. Then I thought it was pretty cool. You get a little 3-cell battery. Fair enough. Then you're going to get a charger. Okay, that's pretty handy. We've got some props just here. Got some little, I think that's like a HD camera mount and some other little bits and pieces. You've got your antenna for your FPV. And you get a radio. Like, you get all this. I was literally just expecting this in the kit, and I had no idea it was going to be coming with a receiver as well. But you get so much in here, and it's only like $250 US or something like that. So I am super stoked to be able to recommend this to people. Anyway, what we're going to do, let's have a bit of a brief overview because I am super excited about it, and we'll start looking at the quad and then we'll go through some of the other bits. Right here, so here it is, and well, I guess this was all I was expecting, and I was absolutely amazed when I kept pulling things out of that box the first time. But this is a little 4-inch pod right here. It comes pre-built, ready to rock and roll. And here's some of the awesome draw features that I had when I was first looking at this quad. So we're rocking some Emax red bottoms, the 2600 or the 2205's 2600 kV. So these are an absolute powerhouse and going to be amazing on the 4-inch props that it's rocking. The props, they are 40 by 45 bullnose props on there. The ESCs, look, this might be wrong, and this is something we're going to have to investigate when we do a full review, but I believe they might be 20 amp Emax Lightning BL Heli S ESCs, so possibly some top of the line ESCs. They're the Lightning ESCs. Now, I'm not 100% sure if we're getting some names mixed up here, but yeah, by reading the Emax and the Lightning, I'm pretty sure that these might be able to run they do run BL Heli S, because I know that doing a little bit of reading, they definitely say they can at least run multi-shot. So I'll be super stoked if they are the actual BL Heli S ESCs. Now, flipping the quad to its side, so you can see we've got an FPV camera right here, and that is on a pretty intense angle. So I'm definitely going to have to check that out, see how that comes stock, because that's looking crazy. You've got your receiver here, which is in PPM or PPM mode, and then we've also got a little transmitter up the top. I believe this is a 32 or 40 channel thing, and it also comes with a circular polarized antenna right here. Now, this worries me actually. I'm a little bit worried how this will go, but we'll have to see. And that is SMA as well. Screw that in right now. So we've got a buzzer in there, and it is running I think it's called a Skyline 32 flight controller in here. Now, I'm pretty sure that might just be a bit of a Naze ripoff and still an F1 board, but we'll definitely have to check that out and see if we can put Betaflight on it after we've mucked around with it a little bit. And then our PDB on the bottom, as well as some little replaceable arms. And I guess something pretty cool, got a couple of LEDs on it, takes an XT60. It's got its own receiver, which I spoke about a little bit, and that joins up to the radio, and hopefully that's already all bound. And then on the back, I thought this was pretty cool. This is like a little battery protector, so it's going to be protecting your battery that sits in here if you're having any hard crashes, as well as some little motor mounts protecting on the outside. But overall, look at this quad. If this thing flies as good as it should, really. I love its little size. I love these components of these ESCs and these motors. It should be an absolute weapon. So I can't wait to give this thing a bit of a more thorough review and put some batteries to it. Anyway, let's move over. We'll have a look at the radio and also the battery. Alright, yeah, so here's the radio that comes with it, and I gotta say, to me this looks very, very, very similar to the FlySky, I guess the i6 or something, but this is what I can gather anyway, the EM16, but it is a very, very basic radio. But honestly, I don't think you can complain for the price that this whole kit comes with. So it's got some sort of, I guess, your standard, this one set up in mode 2. You've got two 3-position switches at the top, so you've got some just here. They feel okay. And then pretty much the same on this side. And then that is pretty much it for in terms of your channels. So you've really only got your 4 channels for control here, and then these 2 up here. So a 6-channel radio, you've got a little power switch down the bottom, and also a little bind key. The trims, I wonder if they're actually going to make any noises when you get them in the middle or in the center, but there's no way to tell when they actually are in the middle. And then, flicking it over here, let's have a look. You got a little trainer port, and yuck. You're gonna have to put some AA batteries in the back just here. So honestly, look, it's not the best radio. It feels really cheap. It's it feels very thin, but it looks exactly like the i6 or whatever it is. But honestly, I don't think people can complain for that price. I'm definitely not really going to be judging it too harshly when it comes in at such a good price point. Let's move over and let's have a quick look anyway at the charger and the battery. Right, so I've got the charger right here, and it comes with one, these little 2-prong sort of parts here, but obviously that's not going to work for me because that's not Australian. So what it is here, all of this looks super simple. It just simply charges by the balance lead. So all you have to do is plug your balance part in. Let's see how well that fits. It seems to fit quite fine. I don't know what's going to go on with this pit when it's charging. I wonder if that just sits there and it's just going to charge fully through the balance lead, but that's something we're going to have to check. And you can see it's going to tell you if it's a 1-cell, 2-cell, or 3-cell battery. So this might be pretty handy actually when I need to charge my Fat Shark batteries. I can just plug it into here. Always nice to have a new charger. Of course, it's not going to be good as some of the designated ones you have, and it's charging at what looks like 800 milliamps. So I think that is going to be a very simple charger, but you wouldn't want to be putting any too small batteries on here because you can't adjust any of the settings or anything like that. So it's definitely probably going to take at this rate maybe an hour and 40 minutes anyway to fully charge one of these batteries. But let's have a look at one of these batteries. Right, yeah, so obviously it's sticking with the brand. We've got the JJ Pro. This is a 1300 milliamp hour 3S battery, and I think that's a great size too to pick for this. They've really done their homework. I think they've done their homework on a lot of the parts of this build, but that's going to be a great size, especially for flying around in one of these. I do wonder, is there going to be enough power, well, I guess in terms of racing, how much of a difference a 4-cell battery would have made. Now this thing I think can take 4S batteries, so it'd be really nice if maybe there's a little upgrade option, but honestly, again, I'm not complaining. And it is a standard LiPo. It doesn't say anywhere on here, but just by checking by the voltage, which is actually just marked with a little bit of texter, so that's something to be mindful of. Yeah, just checking here, you can see it's 11.1 volts, so just a standard 3S LiPo. And it's something to note, it is 30C, so we're probably going to be hitting a little bit of sag on this actually, especially seeing how much juice I know these motors can suck down. So that's something a little bit disappointing. Probably be much better to see if we could see like a 50C or plus higher battery, especially for something so small. It's going to be sort of struggle to pump out that many amps. But honestly, I know I keep saying it, but I don't know how we can complain when it's only coming in at around 250 bucks. Rightio, so let's have a look at some of the extras. What do we got here? So we've got our little HD camera mounts. I think you got some spares. That's nice there. Some spare standoffs. Some little Velcro straps. We've had a look at our props before. Let's see how they feel. See if they look like old Dow version 1s actually, and they actually feel pretty similar as well. And then something I thought was pretty cool, you have, I thought this might be a spare antenna, but it's not. It's actually just a little jumper cable, and then some zip ties as well. But overall, a pretty cool little kit that I can't wait to be checking out the firmware, and we'll be seeing what's on these ESCs and basically giving it a full rundown. So super stoked for that. Anyway, so there it is. There's pretty much the quick overview. Look, I'm going to be giving this thing a full teardown, and we're going to be looking at the kit in detail and taking it out and basically giving it a whole review. So stay tuned for part 2 and part 3. But this was just a real quick overview because I was so excited and I wanted to show you guys this. Anyway, subscribe for more FPV related video. I was looking at the video camera. Anyway, subscribe for more FPV related content, and as always, happy flying! I can't talk properly. I'm just going to blame it on all the cold medicine that I've got. Yeah, that's it. Happy flying! See how this goes. Ooh, we even got a fail safe. All right.